Good afternoon. It's Let's Talk here with Laura Montgomery and our very special returning guest, Miss Henrietta Davis. How are you?
I'm fine, Laura. How are you today?
Good.
Good to be here.
And here in a new year and a new election.
Correct.
Correct. And I think we'll talk about the important issues going on in the city.
All right.
Okay. And to whatever I'm missing, fill me in, please.
Okay.
We need to know everything.
Sounds good.
But we're getting a new superintendent.
We have a new school superintendent, and I know I'm not on the school committee, but one of the things that's going to be really important this year is what happens over at the schools. You know, we always care very deeply about our kids.
Definitely.
Now we have a new superintendent. We want to make sure to back him and make sure to give him all the kinds of supports that help kids to be successful. So one of the things on the council side that we can do is help out with human services, the after-school programs, and I'm the co-chair of something called the Healthy Children Task Force, which has been involved with kids' health. So we're also supporting kids' achievement in school, and we've done pretty well on getting better food in school and more physical activity. We won an award 2 years ago.
I love that. I love that because someone needs to look out for our children. That's the main thing I hear of that. Yeah. And you seem to be doing an excellent job of that.
Well, thank you. And then we also, at the Healthy Children Task Force that I'm the co-chair of, we just won an award, a grant actually from Harvard Medical School to study ADHD.
Congratulations.
You know, that attention deficit hyperactivity disorders.
Right.
See if we can help kids be more successful in school by having their ADHD managed better or diagnosed better.
Okay, and maybe more teachers or people who are specified in that area working in the school system.
Well, that may be a next step. And we're just going to be mostly on the medical side first.
Okay,
because I'm not on the school committee. Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing is the things that are outside of schools that can help kids be successful.
Oh, that's great.
It's something that I think is very important because kids are only in school from 8 to 2,
right.
And there's all those other hours and all the other time the parents need support or the kids need support, and
mm-hmm.
And we know that it's not just what goes on in school that makes a difference in school.
It's right. It's after
the whole,
school.
It's the whole child.
24 hours. We've got 24 hours.
That's right.
Even the hours that they're sleeping are important hours.
Well, we want to make sure they are sleeping.
Right. That's an important part as
important.
well. Yes, and also I know one of your interests are the environment.
Yes, I've been working on environmental issues for a long time in the city.
Yes, I remember. Yes.
And years ago, in the year 2000, I got the city to adopt a policy to build all its own new buildings as green buildings. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to have a new wonderful library. Opening October 29th. I hope you're going to come to the ribbon cutting. Everybody can come.
To be reminded, and I sure enough will be there.
I think it's 5 or 5:30 on the 29th, Thursday, this coming week. So that's going to be a green building, energy efficient, and using the kind of lights that don't use too much electricity and all kinds of things like that. But we have 5 other new buildings that are like that.
That is great. So our
really
city is moving, I hear. It sounds our city is moving.
That's right.
That is a very beautiful and important thing.
But we need to join together with people all over the world. I mean, things have gotten to be so serious with the climate. I mean,
yes.
You have only to look at how cold it is now to know that things really aren't kind of whacked out.
Right.
So I think we need to be joining together with everybody to solve this problem. And I was lucky enough to hear the president today, who was speaking at MIT.
I did miss that. Were you there?
Yes, I was there.
Lucky.
Yeah. And he said something that was good for me to hear, that he intends to make our country leaders in the world on the energy crisis and get us to be the first out there to do the important kinds of things that will make us all bring the weather back to where it ought to be.
We should be, right.
But already it's kind of so far gone that we all have to take steps. You have to get those. You have compact fluorescent light bulbs in your apartment?
I've got some, but I've got to get some
need
more.
Some more. All right.
I've got to get my place fixed up right. Yeah,
that's really important. And people are talking about things like painting rooftops white. Have you heard about that?
No.
So like right out there, we see all those roofs. If they were white, they'd reflect off the heat in the summertime.
Okay, right.
That's a good thing.
Hold it in the winter maybe a little.
Yeah, maybe a little. That part I'm not quite as clear on.
Okay, right, but
that's
summertime. That feels good. That gets pretty hot in this city.
Yeah, well, the heat is in some ways more dangerous.
Very intense, right? And the sun is becoming closer, it feels, and very intense.
So yeah, I've been working on that, and then local food. A lot of people wanted to grow their own food in Cambridge, and they're kind of suspicious of, food that's coming from a long time in big, noisy, heavy trucks, and they want to see, well, how much can they grow themselves? Tomatoes and cucumber and, cabbages and all the rest of that. So I worked with the City Conservation Commission to get 40 more gardening plots in the city, and I'm trying to help get even more.
Just thinking, I would love. I'm going to try to find them. I'm going to come out and do some photography.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know a great place to do something.
Oh, that is beautiful to know that our community is doing its own gardening.
Oh, yeah.
We're coming together, we're working together. That's a very important part of helping our community to grow, is us coming together and doing things together.
Oh, yeah. No, that's really good.
Yeah. So you were saying about the food kitchens?
The food pantries. One of the things that I did is I got some of the neighborhood groups to work together with food pantries. Mm-hmm. So I just discovered actually at the Mid-Cambridge neighborhood meeting that they had a collection for the pantry that they're partnering up with at Margaret Fuller House. Ah. So I'd like to see more of that happen with the nonprofits across the city, that they partner up with a pantry.
Right.
We also had the deputy city clerk, Donna Lopez. After I had the meeting, she said, I can do this. I can help the senior center.
Oh,
she's been collecting food for the senior center for the past 6 months. So tea and soup and all kinds of things. So when the seniors come in to get food at the food pantry, they can get some of the things that have been donated through City Hall.
This is going to be very strange. I'm going to ask to change places with you.
Now,
I have done the wrong thing.
What's that?
Good afternoon. Let's talk.
Oh, all right. We're going to do that. Here we.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you today?
Good. Hi, Henrietta.
Hi. Who's this?
Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Nancy. I'm good. I'm wondering how you were talking about the food pantry. Mm-hmm. I'm glad to hear that. It sounds like yourself, but is the council interested and the mayor interested in doing more things for the pantries?
Oh, I think so. I think that this idea about getting nonprofits and neighborhood groups to partner up with the pantries, people are really interested in that. Do you have a pantry that needs some help?
No, I'm just asking because my husband does go to a pantry that's near City Hall. What is it, 51? I'm trying to remember the...
Oh, on Inman Street, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
people growing their own food, I think, is a great idea.
Yeah, that's really taking off a lot. We actually had an agricultural fair in Harvard Square. You wouldn't have believed it, but people brought in the things that they had grown in the city, and I think we'll continue to really promote that. There's a lot more.
Did you win an award there?
How? I thank you for noticing that. I did.
Congratulations again.
Yes, I do watch the council.
Oh my goodness.
And the city mayor.
Well, I have grapes that I planted in my yard about, oh my goodness, quite a long time ago, maybe 30 years ago. They're green grapes. They have seeds, and they have really tough skins, but they are really delicious. And I planted those grapes, and I submitted them for an award at the Urban Agricultural Fair, and they won second prize.
Ah, beautiful. It's nothing like homemade.